If there's one lesson the market has taught me more times than I can count, it's this. The market does not pay you for being active. The market pays you for being right. And being right often means learning how to do nothing. That's the hardest part. You feel me? Everyone wants to trade. Everyone wants action. But the market isn't a slot machine. It's a weighing machine. And it's a waiting game. You don't get paid for being early. You don't get paid for being late. You only get paid when you have the right setup and the patience to wait for it. So here's the real question. Why do most people fail at this business? Is it because they can't read charts? No. Plenty of people know how to draw lines and read candles. Is it because they don't have enough capital? Not always. Most people fail because they can't wait. They need action. They crave movement. That hunger for excitement, that urge to always be in a trade is poison in trading. Ever find yourself staring at a chart thinking, let me just take something so I'm in the game? That urge is what drains accounts. When I started out, I was just a kid in a bucket shop, watching the tape tick by tick. I thought the trick was being clever, catching every small move. And sometimes it worked, but most of the time it didn't. I'd win a little, lose a little, and by the weekend I had nothing to show for it except exhaustion. That's when it hit me. Money isn't made by constant trading. Money is made by sitting, by waiting until the real play shows up. It sounds backwards, but it's true. The most money is made not by trading, but by waiting. The market punishes impatience. Chase and you pay. Guess and you pay. Force trades and you pay. But when you wait, when you sit on your hands until the picture is clear, you'll be shocked at how the odds start leaning in your favor. Here's the truth most people don't want to accept. You don't need to trade every day. Big money isn't made in daily skirmishes. Big money is made in big moves, and big moves don't happen every hour. They don't even happen every day. They happen when conditions are fully ripe, and only if you're patient enough to wait for them. Think of setups like train schedules. If one train leaves, don't sprint down the tracks trying to catch it. Another one will come, but you need to know which train you're waiting for and where it stops. Most traders don't even know their setups. They jump on anything that moves. That's not trading, that's gambling. And gambling is a great way to destroy yourself. You wouldn't walk into a casino thinking you'll beat the house by playing every hand. So why do it in the market? My best trades, the ones that paid for homes, cars, real freedom didn't come from luck. They came from setups I knew, patterns I trusted, conditions that aligned perfectly. And until they aligned, I did nothing. That's the secret most people refuse to accept. Waiting looks like doing nothing from the outside, but waiting is the work. Waiting is discipline. Waiting is the craft. Can you sit in front of a chart and not click? Can you stop yourself when your fingers itch to trade? That's the real test. I used to think I had to catch every swing, up, down, sideways. The result? Commissions, mistakes, a bruised ego. Then it clicked. I don't need every move. I only need the fat part of the move, the clean middle where momentum is obvious and the setup is undeniable. That realization changed everything. The market will always offer chances, but not all chances are equal. Some are noise, some are traps, and a few are rare, golden opportunities. Your job as a trader is to wait for those. Charts are your map. They tell you where the market has been and where you are now, but they don't whisper the future to you. That's where setups come in. A setup isn't magic. It's simply a condition, a signal where probabilities lean in your favor. It could be a breakout from a range, a pullback into support, a volume surge confirming strength. Whatever it is, you should know your setup like the back of your hand. Because if you don't, you'll start seeing setups that aren't really there. Let me be real. Have you ever forced a pattern just to take a trade? That's impatience talking. And here's another hard truth. The market does not reward almost setups. Almost doesn't pay. Either the setup is there or it isn't. When it isn't, you wait. That's the difference between amateurs and professionals. Amateurs want trades. Professionals want the right trade. Big difference. I once waited weeks for a stock to finish building a base. Every day, it teased a little move. People told me I was missing opportunities, but I knew what I was waiting for. Then one day, volume exploded, resistance broke, and everything lined up. I entered with conviction. That single trade paid more than dozens of small ones ever could. And if I had burned myself chasing noise earlier, I probably would have missed it. Here's something most traders never think about. Every bad trade you don't take is capital saved. And saved capital is what lets you strike when it matters. Weak setups will tempt you. Half-formed patterns will whisper, maybe. But your job isn't to play every card. It's to play winning ones. Poker players don't play every hand. They fold more than they play. Trading works the same way. Folding is part of the game. Wealth isn't built by making 100 trades a week. It's built through compounding and by avoiding the losses that set you back months. And those big losses, they almost always come from impatience, chasing, doubling down on bad ideas, jumping in after the move already happened. If you've ever chased a breakout just to watch it reverse and slap you, that wasn't bad luck. That was impatience. A trader's greatest strength isn't their chart, their system, or their intelligence. It's patience. Without it, everything else is useless. You can have the best method in the world. If you can't wait for its signal, you're done. So ask yourself honestly, did the market really trick you, or did you act before your conditions were met? Most traders don't lose because they lack knowledge. They lose because they never learn how to do nothing. They confuse activity with progress. But in trading, less is more if you act at the right time. Waiting isn't laziness. Waiting is preparation. Studying charts, marking levels, defining conditions. Because when the setup appears, you can't hesitate. You have to strike. That balance, not too early, not too late, is where winning lives. Trading isn't a game of intelligence. It's a game of temperament. The market humbles the smartest people, but disciplined, patient traders survive. Just like a batter doesn't swing at every pitch, they wait for their pitch. So ask yourself, are you swinging at everything or waiting for your pitch? That answer decides everything.